Melody Ranch and Gene Autry.
I'm back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly Jimson weed. I'm back in the saddle again.
That's right, folks. It's another visit with all the gang here at Melody Ranch. There's Pat Buttram, the Cass County Boys, the Gene Autry Blue Jeans, Carl Cotner's Melody Ranch Hardway 6, and yours truly, Charlie Lyon. Right now, though, meet the boss man himself, America's favorite cowboy, Gene Autry.
Be honest with me, dear, whatever you do. Remember your mind, dear, so always be true. Wherever you wander, on land or on sea, if you really love me, be honest with me. Someday I'll return, dear, and make you my own. And how I will yearn, dear, when I'm all alone. I'll never forget, dear, your sweet memories. If you really love me, be honest with me. My poor heart would break, dear, if you were untrue. Asleep or awake, dear, I dream about you. Oh, you are my darling, you're all that I see. If you really love me, be honest with me. Well, howdy there, friends and neighbors. Yes, it's good to have you at Melody Ranch again. I saw the harbor lights. They only told me we were parting. The same old harbor light that once brought you to me. I watched the harbor lights. How could I help if tears were starting? Goodbye to tender nights beside the silver sea. I long to hold you near and kiss you just once more. But I was on the ship and you were on the shore. Now I know lonely nights, for all the while my heart is whispering. Some other harbor light will steal your love from me. I long to hold you near and kiss you just once more. But you were on the ship and I was on the shore. Now I know lonely nights, and all the while my heart is whispering. Some other harbor light will steal your love from me. Well, thank you, friends. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Just a minute. Wait a minute now, Buttram.
Huh?
Why are you singing that Christmas song? Christmas won't be here for months yet.
Well, I don't have much wind, and I have to start early.
Pat Buttram, how can your head be so empty when the rest of you is so full?
Now, gee, Mr. Artery, don't get me out of the mood. I was just thinking of my happy childhood. Don't you want to hear about it?
No, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, well, that's just what I like about you. You're such a good listener. But to get back to my school days, when I was in the 5th grade, I was in love with my teacher. But nothing ever come of it because of the difference in our ages.
Your ages?
Yeah, I was 10 years older than she was. But I sure was popular in school. You know, I was the student voted most likely to.
Most likely to what?
I don't know. I got expelled before I could find out.
Oh, brother. Well, I might have known.
But to make a long story longer, I was quite an athlete when I was in school. When I was in grade school, I could lick any kid my age.
Any kid your age? Oh. Did you have any fights?
No, all the kids my age, they was up in high school.
Well, I can tell by our discussion that you are a product of higher education.
Yes, sir.
Now, what did you study in school?
Please, I'd rather not answer that.
Patrick, what did you study?
Well, if you must know, it was the other way around. They studied me.
I see.
But then tragedy struck.
Sad.
Yeah. I developed eye trouble. Everything seemed indistinct and fuzzy. It took 5 years for the doctor to find out what was wrong and give me a prescription to cure me.
What did the prescription say?
Said, get a haircut.
Well, why didn't you?
How about that? Just one day I don't shave and you insult me. But that's the way I used to feel when I was at the awkward age.
Oh, the awkward age.
Yeah, that's when you feel clumsy and homely and your clothes don't fit and the girls won't come near you. It started with me when I was about 9 years old.
Then it was over?
Well, I soon hope it'll be over. I'm getting... Goodbye, Mr. Artley. I'll see.
So long, Patrick. Oh, brother. Well, after that, the alphabet seems to be like a college course. But we always have the Cass County Boys and the Blue Jeans to bring us up to date. So, kids, take it away.
In my 10-gallon hat, I feel like $1 million. In my 10-gallon hat, I'm as brave as I can be. I can rope in a mountain lion, shoot down a buzzard flying. Wow, that's what my 10-gallon hat does for me. In my 10-gallon hat, I can ride the rings like lightning. In my 10-gallon hat, I'm as fast as I can be. I can upbeat a prairie rabbit. Don't need a riding habit, boy. That's what my 10-gallon hat does for me. Just like Samson's strength was in his hair. In his hair. Just like David's strength was in his sling. In his sling. In my 10-gallon hat, I can go any old where. Do any old thing. In my 10-gallon hat, all the West is at my feet. And in my 10-gallon hat, I am quite a sight to see. For my hat makes me feel much bigger, much quicker on the trigger. That's why I've come to figure out that my 10-gallon hat is something I can do without.
Thank you, boys and girls, for showing something new in 10-gallon hats. When you climb to the highest mountain, when a cloud holds the sunshine in, suddenly there's a valley where the earth knows peace with man. When a storm hides the distant rainbow, and you think you can't find a friend, suddenly there's a valley where friendships never end, touched only by the season, swept clean by the waving grain, surveyed by a happy bluebird, and kissed by the falling rain. When you think there's no bright tomorrow, and you feel you can't try again, suddenly there's a valley where hope and love begin. Suddenly there's a valley where hope and love Well, thank you, gang. Thank you.
Say, Gene, you know, I've been figuring on going on a hike up Mile High Mountain tomorrow, and I asked Pat if he'd like to come along, and you know what he
What'd
said?
you say?
Huh. That's all, just, huh. And then he walked away.
Well, Pat had a rather trying experience on that mountain some time ago, Charlie, and I'm afraid that he's never forgotten it.
That's so?
It happened one afternoon a few years back. A heavy rainstorm had been in progress since early that morning, and as I remember now, Johnny, Pat, and I were working over at the barn.
Hey, listen, don't I hear a plane?
You certainly do, Johnny. It's flying pretty low, too.
Huh, can't see a doggone thing in this rain.
Hey, there it is, boys. Coming this way. Single engine job.
Hey, fella must be plumb out of his mind flying around on a day like this.
Well, it could be an emergency flight, Pat.
Uh-oh. Hear that engine?
If he doesn't get altitude, he'll crash into a mountain for sure.
Yeah, and he's headed straight for a mile-high mountain.
I don't see him now. Hey, do you suppose...
Quiet, Pat. Listen. His engine's quit.
It sure has, Gene.
Well, he might have had a chance if he could set it down just below that timberline. Come on, boys. We'll see if he made it. There's the plane, boys.
Yeah, it's right smack in the middle of the creek.
It doesn't seem to be too much in damage, though.
I don't see but nobody in the plane, Gene.
The pilot might be slumped down in the cockpit. Let's have a closer look.
He's not here, Gene.
Hey, you figure he might have bailed out?
No, Pat, he was flying too low for that. He's got to be close around here somewhere.
We might find some of his tracks along the bank over there.
Yeah, that's right. Say, Pat.
Yeah.
You take down the plane's registration number, and then get back to the ranch and phone Sheriff Dillon. Tell him what's happened.
Right.
Come on with me, Johnny.
Okay.
Well, we looked along both sides of the creek, but there wasn't a single footprint. And that seemed mighty strange, too. In fact, we searched all the area within 1,000 yards of where the plane had crashed.
That sure beats all, Gene. Now, where could that pilot have gone to? You think he might have bailed out before we saw the plane?
I don't think so, Johnny. The plane didn't seem to be out of control.
Hey, that you over there, Gene?
Right here, Pat.
Hey, I never run so hard in all my born days.
Did you call the sheriff?
Yeah. And wait till you hear. The feller crashed in that plane.
Well, go ahead, Muscles. What about him?
Well, the sheriff said he's wanted for murder.
What?
Yeah. He robbed a bank up in Capital City, killed a bank guard, and got away in that plane.
Oh, I see. Well, that would explain why he didn't leave any footprints going away from the crash.
Yeah, he must have waded the creek.
The sheriff wanted me to tell you, Gene, he's calling the Bar J and the Circle C and getting a posse together. He said they'd all meet at Melody Ranch.
Okay. Well, let's go back. They're probably there now.
Okay, boys, hold it. Just hold it. Now, Gene and I have just roughed out a map of the area, and in a minute we'll assign each pair of you to a section to cover.
And listen, boys, this hombre's a killer, so be on your guard. Don't take any chances. If you spot him, fire your gun 3 times fast. That'll be a signal for the rest of us.
Yeah, Gene's right. Don't try to be heroes or you're liable to wind up in a box. He's got the money with him, and he's going to be mighty hard to take.
We'll continue the search until nightfall, unless he's found before then. Any questions?
Let's get started, Sheriff.
Okay, Shorty. We'll start with your boys from the Circle C. You and Red take over where the plane crashed and move on down the creek.
Right.
And Jim, Harry, you move on up the creek from that point.
Well, Pat and I drew the northernmost section of Melody Ranch, a section that included most of Mile High Mountain. As the afternoon wore on, we climbed higher and higher, but there was no sign of the killer.
Gene, we've been stomping around this slush for hours. I'm plumb wore out. If I wasn't so wet, I'd just lay my soaking and quivering, pain-racked body down and rest for a spell.
We can't stop now, Patrick.
If I come down with pneumonia, that killer's going to pay for the doctor bill, or my name ain't Pat. Buttram.
Sure, Pat. He'll pay for it.
Yeah, anybody'd rob a bank on a day like this.
Now, hold it. Wait a minute.
Huh? What's the matter?
I thought I saw something move along that ledge up there.
You thought?
Hey, get down quick.
Yeah.
Come any closer, and the next one will go through your skull, cowboy.
He must not see both of us. I'm going up after him.
Didn't I hear you tell the rest of the boys not to take any chances?
Yeah, we can't wait for them. It'll be dark in a little while, and we may lose the only chance of catching that killer.
But how you going to get up there on that ledge? You can't just go marching up there.
I'll find a way with this rope I brought along. Meantime, you signal the posse. And after that, keep throwing lead up there and pin him down.
Hey, Pat, what are you shooting at?
Me and Gene located the killer. He's up there on that ledge.
But where's Gene?
Going up after him?
Well, how's he going to get up on that cliff?
Beats me, but the killer made it.
Why don't you come up and get me, cowboy?
You know, Johnny, from the sound of that feller's voice, I'd say he had a mean streak in him. Look, there's Gene climbing up the side of the cliff.
Come on, let's keep throwing lead up at the killer on the ledge.
When I heard those other shots, I knew that Pat had help from somebody below. And that was just the help I needed to get up to the ledge without being seen. The robber's back was toward me as I started for him. But my boot slipped on wet rock. He heard the noise and whirled around.
All right, I got you down. You never come up here.
Is that so?
I said stop it. Stop it.
Hey, Gene, you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right, Johnny.
Hey, fellas. Hey, look what I found. Look at all the money in this black bag.
That's the loot, all right.
Well, come on, boys. Let's get this gent started back down the mountain.
I just feel miserable at the thought of that long walk back. Phew. If only it had stopped raining.
It has, Pat.
Well, doggone, you're right, it has. And hey, look it over yonder at the top of the next peak. A rainbow.
Yeah, sure is pretty, ain't it, Gene?
Yeah, it certainly is, Johnny. There's only one thing wrong with it, boys.
What's that?
Well, from the looks of what's in this black bag, I'd say the pot of gold is on the wrong hill. Folks, I'm sure a good deal of a cowboy's contentment and happiness is akin to his feelings about nature and a supreme being. This being reflected in our cowboy classic as he looks ahead to another day. I've been thinking today as my thoughts begin to stray of your memory, to me worth more than gold. as we ride across the plains. Midst the sunshine and the rain, we'll be rounded up in glory by and by. We'll be rounded up in glory.
We'll be rounded up
by and by. We'll be rounded up in glory.
We'll be rounded up
by and by. When the milling time is o'er, and we will stampede no more, when he rounds us up in glory by and by. As we ride across the plains with the cowboys that have fame, with the storms and lightning flashing by your side, there we'll meet to part no more upon that golden shore, when he rounds us up in glory by and by. We'll be rounded up in glory.
We'll be rounded up
by and by. We'll be rounded up in glory.
We'll be rounded up
by and by. When the milling time is o'er, and we will stampede no more, when he rounds us up in glory.
Well, Gene, we sure have had our usual good time at Melody Ranch. Though I must admit we didn't get much work done around here today.
No, we didn't, Charlie. But we had a lot of fun, so maybe we'll be reconciled to go back to work again tomorrow. Well, folks, I guess that's just about it. And this is Gene Autry asking you to keep thinking of us until we're back in the saddle again. Out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly Jimson weed, I'm back in the saddle again.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.